Darren. Darren's wearing shorts and sandals. I love Darren.
And now, the class of 2009. Graduates, please remove your caps. Will the audience and graduates please be seated? Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Rollins College, Dr. Lewis Duncan.
Good job, guys. Good morning. What a great morning. And to all the mothers and grandmothers in the audience, happy Mother's Day. It is indeed my privilege to serve as the 14th president of Rollins College, and on behalf of the trustees, faculty, staff, students, and alumni, to extend a warm welcome to the graduates on this special day and to your families and friends. This is the 119th commencement in the 124th year of Rollins College. Good job. Women and men of Rollins College. Graduates, today we celebrate this wonderful achievement in your life's journey. Your names are permanently inscribed on the matriculation certificates In the Register, the book that sits at the front of the stage and symbolizes the educational purposes that bring us together, most of you first saw this book at the Convocation, where you were matriculated as candidates for the degrees you will receive today. You went on to take part in the first Campus Movie Fest and the first Dance Marathon, and helped implement the Academic Honor Code. You reached out to the children of Fern Creek Elementary School, the homeless, and the victims of Hurricane Katrina. You are indelibly part of Rollins history. At Rollins' first commencement ceremony 119 years ago, 2 proud graduates received their bachelor's degrees. The college has grown larger, but our commitment to each of our students as individual learners remains unchanged. The faculty who are seated behind me are stellar teachers and accomplished scholars, dedicated to ensuring the quality of your Rollins education. Our Board of Trustees, represented here today, is composed of leaders in education, business, government, the nonprofit sector, and the arts. Rollins alumni have excelled in every field, and you will soon join them. As Rollins alumnus Mr. Rogers said, "It is worth the struggle to discover who you really are." You will pursue graduate degrees in chemistry, ecology, economics, ethnomusicology, philosophy, physics, psychology, public health, sociology, and more at institutions such as Cornell, Indiana, the universities of Alabama, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. You will study dentistry and optometry and law schools like FSU, UF, Miami, New York, and University are represented in your futures. You will devote your time to African American studies, aging and neuroscience, international peace and conflict studies, and to polishing your skills in acting, choral conducting, creative writing, music performance. You will be as close as our Crummer Graduate School of Business and as far away as Cairo, London, and Shanghai. You will work in finance, human resources, marketing, sales. You will launch your professional careers as bankers, behavioral analysts, software developers with employers as varied as Northwestern Mutual, Cirque du Soleil, and the Korean government. You will travel to France to show your work at the Cannes Film Festival. You will teach in Florida, Germany, and Bahrain and volunteer for AmeriCorps and the Peace Corps. Each of you will find your own special ways to serve your communities and society. We are confident that you will represent your alma mater well, following successfully in the footsteps of those who have come before you and discovering new trails for those who follow. We look forward to your future achievements and to your continued bond with Rollins. The invocation will be delivered today by Rabbi David Kay, Assistant Rabbi of the Congregation Ohev Shalon. Following the invocation, Dr. LeRoy Joyner, Dean of the Faculty, will preside over the presentation of faculty awards. Thank you.
Chonen Hada'at, you who grace human beings with intellect, we are grateful for the capacity to learn. Gathered here this morning to mark academic success, we're mindful of those who are still denied the opportunity to reach their divinely given potential, whether through poverty, prejudice, or circumstance. Moreh Derech, you who teach us the way, may we resolve to apply our knowledge to pursue the path of justice. We are given the gift of free will, both a benefit and a challenge. As these graduates make their way in the world, may they use what they have learned in service to their community, to their society, and to the world. Mekor HaChaim, source of all life, inspire us to recall with affection at this moment of personal achievement all those whose efforts and sacrifices make it possible. Teachers, mentors, classmates, family, and friends. None of us ever reaches a goal solely on our own merits. On this day set aside for their honor, we particularly call to mind those who carried us and gave us birth. Whether they are here among us or departed, present or absent, close to us or estranged, we are their legacy. Oseh Shalom, author of peace, as we celebrate this milestone, remind us that we are but a single link in an infinite chain. Our accomplishments stand on the foundation of those who came before, and lay the foundation for those who come after. May our words and our deeds reflect the dedication and integrity of our forebears, so that we may pass to our children and to our children's children a world better than the one we know, rife with the hope of peace, and fulfilling the words of Scripture, Ukratem dror ba'aretz lechol yoshveha, proclaim liberty in the land for all of its inhabitants. V'dimanachnu lach, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. We are grateful to you, you who have kept us in life, who have supported us, and who have brought us to this moment. Amen.
Rollins College annually recognizes 3 members as Arthur Vining Davis Fellows. Students and faculty nominate candidates who demonstrate outstanding teaching and advising, scholarly work and publications, completion of significant research projects, accomplishments in the fine arts, or important contributions to the cultural, economic, and social community of Central Florida. It is my pleasure to announce the 3 Arthur Vining Davis Fellows for 2009-2010. Our first fellow came to Rollins in 2005. She wears many hats: teacher, actor, director, artist, and scholar. She currently serves as the chair of her department and has published numerous articles found in various theater journals such as Modern Drama, Theater Notebook, and New England Journal of Theater. As a recent McCain Grant recipient, she has been working on writing a play, Stage Fright, with senior Joseph Bromfeld. This is an original play based on the life of our own Annie Russell, for whom our theater is named. One faculty member stated, "I'm thrilled she's a member of our faculty. This woman is constantly encouraging student potential." Students describe her as engaging, balanced, accessible, dedicated, and articulate. She embodies a collaborative spirit and is selfless with her time. One student commented, she's always available for meetings, study sessions, you name it. She urged me to be scholarly, mindful, and open my eyes to a new way of looking at things on more than one occasion. Other student comments included, she has been selfless with her time, and with a new son, she has made countless sacrifices for students. She is passionate and interesting, talented and engaging, truly exceptional in every way. With great pleasure, I introduce to you our first Arthur Vining Davis Fellow for 2009-2010, Associate Professor of Theater Arts and Dance, Jennifer Kavanaugh. Our second fellow joined the Rollins faculty in 2005. Her dedication to student learning has been described as second to none. Her work with feminist student organizations and her use of service learning demonstrates her commitment to Rollins and learning outside of the classroom. In her Introduction to Women's Studies class, many students remark that the course changed their outlook and their lives. She serves as the faculty advisor to the student group Voices for Women and advises the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority, where she has had great success in guiding the organization toward greater responsibility. One student commented that it was hard to learn about your community and yourself without challenging your comfort levels and actually going out into the community. A faculty member summed it up best by remarking that at Rollins, we talk a lot about faculty involvement in student life, but she is one person who is living what we say we believe. The student nominations submitted for this fellow were incredibly heartfelt. One student remarked, "She has been the most influential person in my entire college career." Other student comments included, "Without her guidance, I'm not sure I would be where I am today. And I'm constantly inspired by her unwavering dedication and beautiful spirit." Please join me in congratulating Arthur Vining Davis Fellow, Assistant Professor of Art History, Kimberly Dennis. Our final recipient is the perfect blend of teaching, scholarship, and service. Since his arrival at Rollins in 2002, he has published more articles annually than any other faculty member. His recent publications cover a broad range of topics from the globalization of Chinese enterprises to transitional entrepreneurship in a global context. He is considered an expert in the area of globalization, specifically China as a global force. He has provided guidance as chair of the Rollins China Center, a role which has involved bringing a variety of scholars to our campus. Perhaps his greatest contribution comes from mentoring and providing opportunities for publication to all of his colleagues, regardless of their disciplinary home. This colleague serves as a model for teaching in the new millennium. His students speak highly of him and appreciate his depth of knowledge and articulate manner. His level of energy is nothing short of remarkable. In fact, one colleague wrote, "He is a force of nature." His energy and enthusiasm for teaching and mentoring are apparent in everything he does. Another colleague stated, "He represents the best of what we hope for from our faculty, and I am honored to have him as a colleague and a mentor." I am pleased to present our final Arthur Vining Davis Fellow for 2009-2010 to the Jennifer J. Petters Chair of International Business, Professor Alden. Unfortunately, Alden is not in attendance today as he's currently, and quite appropriately, out of the country. We'll be certain that he receives his award upon his return. I would now like to call on our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Roger Casey, to present additional faculty awards.
I am pleased to present the Bornstein Award for Faculty Scholarship in this 124th year of the college. Established by the Board of Trustees of Rollins and named in honor of Rollins' 13th president, the award honors Rita Bornstein's leadership and contribution to the academic vitality of the college. Thank you, Dr. Bornstein. The Bornstein Award for Faculty Scholarship recognizes Rollins faculty whose outstanding scholarly achievement or creative accomplishment has helped bring national prominence to Rollins College. The 2009-2010 Bornstein Faculty Scholar has been a distinguished and dedicated member of the college since 1999. He has set the bar high by consistently planning and supervising experimentally based research programs. In 2004, he was selected by students as the Rollins College Professor of the Year. He's a regular contributor to such publications as the Journal of Sound and Vibration and the Journal of Modern Optics. That same year, a jury of alums in higher education selected his entry as the winning submission for the McCain Grant. This grant permitted him to travel to Le Mans and further investigate the physics of brass musical instruments. His constant innovation in curriculum and academic programs has allowed students to explore themselves and the world around them. He was teaching global citizenship long before it was a part of our mission statement. It's one thing to be a scholar. It's another thing to develop younger scholars as a leading faculty member in our undergraduate research program and it's yet another thing to direct that entire program. For these reasons and more, it is my pleasure to present the 2009-2010 Bornstein Award for Faculty Scholarship to an outstanding professor, Dr. Thomas Moore, Professor of Physics. The Cornell Distinguished Service Award was established by the Board of Trustees in honor of the late George Cornell, whose generosity makes this award possible. This college-wide award recognizes faculty who have distinguished themselves in Rollins through outstanding service. Today's recipient has set a high standard for service to the college and to the surrounding community. Since his arrival at Rollins in 1995, and most particularly since he became the head of Special Collections and Archives in 2001, he has been a quiet force in knitting this community together through its history. He has been elected to the Board of Directors for the Society of Florida Archivists and has worked with student researchers to compile 2 books, one on the Walk of Fame and most recently a pictorial profile of Rollins architecture. He embodies our mission of responsible leadership and global citizenship. He has led frequent trips with students, faculty, and alumni to China. In the wider Asian American community, the Orlando Chinese Professional Association recognized his contribution with the Community Service Award in 2009, and he serves on the executive board of the Chinese School of Tomorrow. He is also on the Chinese Advisory Council to Orange County Public Schools. It is my pleasure to present the 2009-2010 Cornell Distinguished Service Award to Wenxian Zhang.
Several members of the faculty are moving to the rank of Emeritus. We applaud their many contributions to the academic life of Rollins College and the success of their students. Will Professor Doug Child please step forward? Dr. Child retires from the college as the Archibald Granville Bush Professor of Mathematics and Computer Science. He joined the faculty in 1973. Among Professor Child's specialties are complex analysis, the use of computers in teaching calculus, design of symbolic calculators, and artificial intelligence.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, and in recognition of your outstanding accomplishments and distinguished service to the college, I hereby elevate you to the permanent rank of Professor Emeritus of Mathematics. Congratulations.
Will Dr. Donald Griffin please step forward? Dr. Griffin returned to his undergraduate alma mater as a member of the physics department in 1970. In addition to holding the Archibald Granville Bush Chair of Natural Science, he has served in several administrative positions. The recipient of multiple research grants from the U.S. Department of Energy, his specializations include optics, quantum mechanics, and theoretical atomic scattering theory.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, in recognition of your outstanding accomplishments and distinguished service to the college, I hereby elevate you to the permanent rank of Professor Emeritus of Physics.
Will Dr. Edmund LeRoy please step forward? Dr. LeRoy joined the music department in 1983, where he specialized in performance, studio voice, opera, and historical studies. The literal voice of Commencement for many years, he was also engaged in the refurbishment of the college's historic Aeolian Skinner organ.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, and in recognition of your outstanding accomplishments and distinguished service to the college, I hereby elevate you to the permanent rank of Professor Emeritus of Music.
Will Dr. Al Moe please step forward? Dr. Moe came to Rollins in 2003 as the first appointment to the Richard James Mertz Chair of Education. His specialties span reading, writing, language, children's literature, literacy, and technology.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, and in recognition of your outstanding accomplishments and distinguished service to the college, I hereby elevate you to the permanent rank of Professor Emeritus of Education. Dr. Karen Hayter, Interim Dean of Student Affairs, will now present special honors and recognition to the graduates.
Good morning. The General Charles McCormick Reeve Awards for Scholarship are awarded each year to the 5 seniors who have maintained the highest scholastic record during their last 3 years at Rollins. It gives me great pleasure to present each of them for appropriate recognition. As I call your names, I'd ask each to come forward to receive your award and remain on stage for a group photograph. Jenna Lynn Milzinski. Marcella Mayu Wanderley. Elizabeth Ann Hollenbach. Eric David Bindler. And Katie Ann Austerloh. The Algernon Sidney Sullivan Medallion will be presented by Reverend Patrick J. Powers, Dean of the Knowles Memorial Chapel and chaplain to the college.
The Algernon Sidney Sullivan Medallion was established by the New York Southern Society in 1925 to perpetuate Mr. Sullivan's memory and encourage in succeeding generations allegiance to those ideals of human service which he manifested in his own life and career. The award has been made at Rollins commencements since 1927, honoring those seniors who have demonstrated in their own lives those qualities of service and care which characterized this remarkable person. The award can never be won. It can only be bestowed. This is the highest non-academic award that the college presents. Madam Dean, I am pleased to present for this year's Algernon Sidney Sullivan Medallion, Kelly Rolfus Haas. Kelly, you have a sense of hope so indestructible that you consider worry to be wasteful. Your hands may be small, but your heart of kindness is what matters. Not having a car did not prevent you from taking the long bus ride on Sunday mornings to serve in the downtown Daily Bread soup kitchen. You rose very early on the There's more. You rose very early on Saturday mornings to join other student volunteers to prepare and bring food and clothing to the homeless in the ripple effect. But it was your bright morning smile and laughter that woke everybody up. Your wild joy of living with childlike glee runs with you all the way to cleaning up beaches, protecting turtle eggs, adopting a manatee, and playing catch with a homeless child. You never lose the excitement of the possibility for change. As you dig through garbage to find recyclable items? She does. Gather blankets and sweaters for the poor and prepare meals at the Ronald McDonald House. Yet you find time to give out cupcakes and hugs at midterm and flip pancakes before finals. You are at your finest when you cheer on a teammate on the cross-country team, surprise a gloomy student with a silly card, or even recommend someone else for this award. You have taught us this: if we make our goal to live a life of compassion and unconditional love, then the world will become a garden where peace can bloom and grow. Kelly, we are humbled to bestow upon you the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Medallion. You are a star in the Rollins constellation.
Academic excellence abounds at Rollins College. Shortly, you will hear honors designations of cum laude for 105 students who have achieved a cumulative grade point average of at least a 3.5. 11 of these 105 students have achieved the highest designation of summa cum laude. The valedictorian is selected following the fall term and is the student with the highest GPA at that time. I am delighted to have the opportunity to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2009, Jenna Lynn Milzinski. Jenna came to Rollins 4 years ago from Caledon, Ontario, Canada. She selected Rollins because we were the perfect match for this talented young woman whose two greatest passions are academics and water skiing. How fortunate for us. In water skiing, Jenna has achieved so many honors and awards, I couldn't possibly list them all, but I would like to highlight just a few. Jenna has won the Canadian National Championship in water skiing countless times. As a member of the Canadian National Water Ski Team for 3 years, she won numerous individual victories as well as the opportunity to contribute to the team. In 2005, Jenna placed third in the World Games in Germany, and in 2008, placed first in tricks, jump, and overall in the Collegiate Water Ski Nationals. Also in that year, 2008, she was selected as Rollins Athlete of the Year. Jenna also has served for 3 years on the Student Advisory Committee for the Rollins Athletic Department. As a biochemistry and molecular biology major, she has achieved a perfect 4.0 in her major. After taking a year off, Jenna plans to attend dental school, probably in her home Canada. In her application essay to Rollins more than 4 years ago, Jenna stated, "In my opinion, my ability to succeed academically has not and will never be solely dependent on my intellectual ability. It is my philosophy that inherent talents, such as intelligence, must be accompanied by dedication, determination, and internal drive." It certainly appears from her success at Rollins that her philosophy is right on target. Please join me in welcoming your valedictorian, Jenna Milzinski.
Good morning, President Duncan, administrators, faculty, coaches, families, and fellow graduates. As well, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and grandmothers in the audience. I can't emphasize enough what a great honor and a privilege it is to be up here representing the class of 2009. I'd like to begin by quoting an individual who I think you'll all agree is one of the most admired and respected lyricists of our generation, Miley Cyrus. In her song, The Climb, Miley, age 16, declares, "There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. There's always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb." Well, this song may be grammatically incorrect and may be geared towards an audience that is younger than ours. I believe that it serves to deliver an important message that the climb or the journey is often as important, if not more important, than the destination. As much as the diploma that we will be receiving means to me, and don't get me wrong, it means a lot, the journey here at Rollins has meant so much more. It's been a challenging but rewarding journey. We, the class of 2009, have made friendships that will last a lifetime, broken boundaries, and pushed ourselves to the very limit. We have had classes that we've enjoyed, classes that we've despised, days we've wished would never end, and days we've wished had never begun. We initiated Rollins Relief, established the Raleigh Trolley, created a greener campus. We even started an ultimate Frisbee club. We have accomplished things that we never thought were possible, and in doing so, we have set the bar high for senior classes to come. I speak on behalf of all the graduates when I express my gratitude towards the many individuals who have touched our lives and who have made our journeys here at Rollins so meaningful. We are all very much indebted to our friends, coaches, and the staff here at Rollins, and also the professors. To all of our friends in the audience, thanks for having been there for us when times were tough and for having celebrated with us when times were good. Thanks for having dragged us out of the library and away from the stresses of school for those much-needed breaks and social events. To our valued professors here at Rollins, thanks for having shared with us your expertise and for having been so approachable. While professors at other institutions barely know their students by name, many of the professors here are willing to sacrifice their lunch breaks and so much more in order to facilitate our learning. It is not uncommon for the professors at Rollins to provide students with their home phone numbers as well. To all of our coaches at Rollins, thanks for your advice and encouragement. Thanks for having allowed us to put our bodies to the test when our minds were exhausted from being exercised all day in class. Overall, these individuals that I have identified, along with our families, have held the safety ropes for us in our climbs. They have ensured that our falls have taught lessons rather than caused harm. Although many of us are perhaps nervous about what lies ahead, I feel confident that our experiences here at Rollins will assist us in making everyday decisions and in pursuing the career paths of our choice. The liberal arts education that we have received has broadened our horizons and balanced our lives. It has taught us the skill of learning itself, a skill that will stay with us long after the specific details about glycolysis or about Shakespeare's Hamlet have faded from our memories. No curriculum, however proficient, no faculty, however skillful, could have taught us in 4 years everything that we must know either in the present or in the future. By teaching us how to learn, how to think critically, and how to effectively manage our time, the curriculum at Rollins has bestowed us with the ability to absorb new material with greater ease and at a faster pace. It is comforting to know that our experiences at Rollins have equipped us with the tools necessary for our next climb. Now, it is up to us to use these tools to our best ability. It is important that we all be goal-oriented, but that we don't get so wrapped up or consumed in achieving our goals that we forget to enjoy and appreciate the climb. As Timothy Ferriss proclaims in his book, The 4-Hour Work Week, when you run so fast to get somewhere, you miss half the fun of getting there. When you worry and hurry through your day, it's like an unopened gift thrown away. Life is not a race. Thank you.
The next portion of the program is the conferring of honorary degrees. Would President Emeritus Thaddeus Seymour escort Mr. Edward Ferdinand Hayes forward? Mr. President, I have the honor to present Edward Ferdinand Hayes, that you may confer upon him the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. The accompanying citation will be read by President Emeritus Thaddeus Seymour.
Edward Ferdinand Hayes, you have written with characteristic sentiment about your affection for the graduation ceremony. You said, "I love the pomp and circumstance of college commencement, caps and gowns and all that, the reunions afterwards, the laughter, tears, picture-taking, the understanding of sacrifice, all those indelible marks of dignity, the inviolate legacy, the silvery sense of the future." And you've expressed your own regret not to have savored, as you said, the sweetness, the nectar of a personal commencement. Today we're going to take care of that. Your start in the newspaper business came one cold Sunday morning when you joined your brother on his delivery route, but your formal career as a journalist did not begin until 1955, when you responded to an ad for a sports editor for the Blytheville, Arkansas Courier-News. You moved to Orlando in 1967, writing first for the Orlando Evening Star and then the Orlando Morning Sentinel. In addition to the sports beat, you served as Metro columnist, feature writer, and book editor. In 1984, you took over the Hush Puppies column, followed on your retirement from full-time journalism in 1987 by Heydays, which you still pen every week. You even ventured into radio, producing a 3-minute Heydays for the Orlando WMFE channel. Your loyal readers have felt like members of the family that has joined you here today. You make us smile, sometimes laugh out loud. You tug ever so gently at our hearts. You say what we are thinking, but so much more capably than we could. Your ability to discover and to tell stories of our daily lives creates connections between us. Mr. President, in recognition of the celebrations, as he said, of some accomplishment, some little victory of some kind that he has regularly drawn to our attention, and of his appreciation for the splendid undertaking of higher education and for Rollins College, that grand champion of the liberal arts, as he has described it, I'm pleased to present Edward Ferdinand Hayes for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, I direct that you be invested with the appropriate hood as I confer upon you, Edward Ferdinand Hayes, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa with all attendant rights, privileges, and responsibilities. I'd also like to say that a number of members of Dr. Hayes' family are here today, including his wife, Betty Ann Weber, who earned both her bachelor's and master's degrees here at Rollins. You are now truly a Rollins family.
Would President Emerita Rita Bornstein please escort Trudie Kibbe Reed forward? Mr. President, I have the honor to present Trudie Kibbe Reed that you may confer upon her the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. The accompanying citation will be read by Dr. Rita Bornstein, President Emerita, and George D. and Harriet W. Cornell, Professor of Philanthropy and Leadership Development.
Trudie Kibbe Reed. In a happy foreshadowing of your future role, you were cast as Mary McLeod Bethune in an elementary school play. 60 years ago, Rollins College awarded that same Mary McLeod Bethune an honorary degree, recognizing the founder of Bethune-Cookman College for her will, intelligence, courage, and faith. The threads of these two events converge today as we recognize your own leadership and contributions to education. In addition to your service in the administration of the United Methodist Church, where you are the youngest general secretary elected in its history, you have taught at United Theological Seminary, Antioch University, and Columbia College, where you directed the Leadership Institute, founded and edited a leadership journal for women, and were voted South Carolina's Businesswoman of the Year. You were the first woman to be named president of Arkansas's Philander Smith College, and the first woman to serve in the presidency of Bethune-Cookman College since Dr. Bethune. Your academic focus and your professional experience led to your seat on the White House Advisory Board for Historically Black Colleges and Universities, and your chairmanship of the Foundation for the Mid-South, as well as your current appointment to the Governor's Commission on Volunteerism and Community Service. Under your guidance, Bethune-Cookman College has become Bethune-Cookman University, launching its first master's level program, expanding the campus and its facilities, and increasing enrollment and support, all while honoring the legacy of Dr. Bethune. In that spirit, you introduced the International Institute for Civic Participation and Social Responsibility, adding even greater resonance to the university's motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Mr. President, in recognition of her demonstration of the very qualities that Rollins President Hamilton Holt recognized in Mary McLeod Bethune 6 decades ago, I am pleased to present Trudie Kibbe Reed for the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, I direct that you be invested with the appropriate hood as I confer upon you, Trudie Kibbe Reed, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, with all attendant rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Now you get to stay up here just a bit. We are very pleased that Dr. Reed's husband, Willie Ed Reed, is also with us this morning. Please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Dr. Trudie Kibbe Reed.
Thank you and good morning. First of all, I want to give you my appreciation for the distinction of the honorary doctorate degree from Rollins College, and also for giving me my very first hood. The one that I have is flat, so I have a real hood now. I thank you so very much. To President Duncan, to President Emeritus Seymour, to President Emerita Borston, to Dr. Casey, Provost, to members of the Board of Trustees, to your outstanding faculty, alumni, staff, and to all of the friends and family members gathered here, I bid you a good morning. This is truly an outstanding opportunity for many of you to witness the accomplishments of these young people. And I am so delighted to be here today. For this is a historic occasion because Bethune-Cookman University's founder, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, has a strong linkage to Rollins College. I am so very proud of that because, as you see, Dr. Bethune, the period of time that she led her university, was noted as a very outstanding leader. And because of that history and legacy, many people at that time period chose not to recognize her. But this is an exciting moment because your outstanding university was one of the first to offer hospitality to a person of that time period. So being here today is more than just being a university president and receiving an honorary doctorate degree. Being here today, for me, is about a lesson and legacy of something that happened right here 60 years ago, where two college presidents stood side by side, participating in the Rollins commencement ceremony. For you see, Dr. Hamilton Holt, President Emeritus of Rollins College, did present Mary McLeod Bethune with her honorary degree under certain circumstances. So why is this so special? It was 1949. The time was much more different than today. It was a time of racial divide and segregation, a time that we don't like to remember. So inviting Dr. Bethune, an African-American woman, to receive an honorary doctorate degree from Rollins College in Florida, part of the American South, to receive an honorary degree was really a big deal. In fact, it created an earthquake. By my research, it was possibly the first time in American history where a college or university in the South gave an honorary degree to an African-American individual. You broke history, Rollins College. Dr. Holt risked his job and his reputation by inviting her to stand on a stage similar to the one that I'm standing on today. He put his life at risk to honor a woman for her achievements in education, civil and human rights. It seems so obvious now that Dr. Bethune was more worthy of such an honor. She was a world-renowned educator, an advisor to 5 United States presidents, the first African-American to serve in the administration of a United States president, a consultant to the United Nations, a founding member of the United Negro College Fund, president in college on the other end of what is now I-4, one person that helped to integrate women into the military, the founder of the National Council of Negro Women, and the list goes on. But at that time, it was not obvious to others because they simply did not see beyond the color of one's skin. But your president did. A few years before that, Dr. Holt had invited Dr. Bethune to give a speech on this campus, and he had to rescind the invitation under pressure from people who just did not want a black woman to come here. So it's very meaning for me to stand here 60 years later and declare that Dr. Holt and Dr. Bethune really had it right. He didn't give up. He kept at it, knowing that changing minds and hearts would be hard. Knowing the risks, he kept at it because it was the right thing to do. That's the lesson and legacy that I want you to remember and to be very proud of as the graduates of this fine college. In a way, Rollins College must take credit for integrating and bringing about needed change in this nation. We all can probably take a look at our episodes that we have experienced, and we will ask ourselves, did I do what Dr. Holt did? Did I stand up for what was right even when it wasn't easy or popular? Now, when I ask myself that question, there is a particular incident that always comes to mind, and I must confess that I am ashamed to tell you about it. for I did not live up to the legacy of Dr. Hope. I was a young girl about the age of 10, growing up in Dallas, Texas during the Jim Crow era. All of us were very poor, and none of us were close to being wealthy, of course, but we had a neighbor who was really poor. He did not have running water, nor did he have heat in a substandard rental house. His clothes were worn out and not in any kind of fashion. The kids in the neighborhood made fun of him endlessly. I did not do that, but I did not stand up for him either. I did not knock at his door and invite him out to play. I did not offer a smile or a handshake or even befriend him in any way. Even though that I was aware the teasing was wrong, I was silent because I didn't want to put my own friendships and popularity at risk. It was just easier to stay silent than to stand up for what I knew in my heart was right. Now, this may sound like a minor incident to you, but I want you to know why I hold on to it every day, because I never had an opportunity to make it right. For you see, the young man died along with every member of his family when his home caught fire and burned down. I never got a chance to make it right. I hold on to this story because it taught me something very important at an early age, and it is this: sometimes doing nothing is just as bad as doing wrong. So as you take your rightful places in society, receive the legacy of Dr. Hope. The legacy is this: take a stand for what is right, even when it is not easy. Don't be silent when you see injustice or inequity. This is the legacy of Dr. Hope. It is very rich, and it is very timely in the 21st century, as much so as when he stood 60 years ago. When you leave graduating seniors and you go out into the world, you will be challenged. You will face situations that will test your values and your integrity. What you do in those situations will help you grow as a person and make a real difference in your life and to those around you who are watching. When Dr. Bethune came here 60 years ago at the invitation of Dr. Hope, she did more than accept an honorary degree. Both of those leaders stood in solidarity to break down barriers and walls that set in place a groundbreaking collaboration between Rollins and Bethune-Cookman that enriched the students at both campuses and their faculty. It was only one small step along the road to end something that was horrible in our nation. So do carry this legacy with you and become leaders in your own right. Now, I would like to invite you to go on a journey with me. I would like for you to use your imagination, and I would like for you to come up with your own toolkit that you will put a name on. It may look something very much like this. In your mind's eye, imagine that you have a toolkit that is labeled Mother Wisdom Principles. Since this is Mother's Day, let us express our appreciation to your mothers and mother figures that happen to be here today. So we're using the Mother Wisdom Principle Kit. Now, bear with me. I want to impart some advice to you as you leave this wonderful college and your experience here with people that you've come to love and cherish. Now, I'm not only qualified to give you wisdom based on my gray hair, my age, and the hard knocks of life, but there is yet one other additional criterion I use to authenticate my journey toward the wisdom giver. Wisdom is like a lifelong journey and learning. As you live longer, you will start thinking and acting just like your parents. That's the other criterion. Never forget it. When I was your age, I wondered why my mother would call me in my dormitory room every Saturday morning to tell me who had passed on, departed, and died. You see, she was spending more and more time each week reading the obituary column. Well, I have to tell you and confess I thought such behavior was bizarre, a very bizarre expression between mother and daughter, especially since I did not know the names of half of the persons she was reading to me by phone. Now that I am a senior citizen, not only do I read the Daytona Beach newspaper obituary section, but I've added the Orlando Sentinel newspaper, and believe me, I don't know half the people that live in this community. All jokes aside, when you get older, you look back over your life and you start to reflect and you distill the wisdom and insights from your life journey. And that's what has happened to me. So now you know my secret criterion for adding to wisdom, gray hair, age, life experience is I read certain sections of the newspaper. So I feel most qualified to share the wisdom to go into your imaginary toolkits. And I will confess to you that I sat where you did many years ago. And one of the first things that I said is that I hope the speaker will not be too long. I know that you want to leave this place and go celebrate. I know that you want to take your hats with those funny-looking tassels and discard them somewhere, so this will not be a long speech. But please use your imaginary kits because I want to share some information with you that I hope will carry you a long way. The first principle in the wisdom kit is to commit yourself to having a good work ethic that includes integrity. Now, I know you've learned that here at Rollins College, but I want to say it again. Do not take the shortcut to make it to the finish line because you will be shortchanged in getting there. As you assume your career fields or enter graduate and professional study, you will encounter persons that you will see that appear to be successful, popular, savvy. And some of those persons you will declare have not really done their homework. They have not practiced a good work ethic. They have not paid their dues, and they're doing just enough to get by. Do not be seduced into that same work ethic, because you'll look at them and declare, why should I go the extra mile of the way when they have succeeded? Please remember to be true to yourself, to your mission and the resources invested in you. You are obligated at all times to do your best and give it all to your workplace. So please put that into your wisdom kits to go extra mile of the way, exceed all expectations, and do not forget to add integrity into that equation. Otherwise, you will have empty victories or short-lived successes. Do not ever worry about anyone else. Always do what is right and what you are worthy of contributing. The second wisdom principle is use your power well. Yes, you do have power. For you see, the degree that you will earn today will grant you more power than you ever could imagine. And there is enough power in the world for every human being if we each move out of our protected territories of privilege from time to time to make room for those who do not occupy any power or privilege that should be guaranteed to every citizen of the world. I was so pleased to see one of your graduating seniors who had given support and hospitality to the homeless. That's really what I'm talking about. Dr. Holt wanted to ensure that someone who did not have the privilege and power could have it. And by doing so, he did not give up anything by stepping away in order to empower someone else. The third wisdom tool, as you climb the ladder of success, pull one up with you. Never forget that building teams and support will create a caring community that will sustain a new world order of hope. In our world of competition, if we forget that we cannot succeed or implement a mission in isolation, we will become destructive to self and others. I recall my very first job was at a university right after I graduated from college. There was a colleague worker who had a higher degree than I did, and he told me one day, "Trudie, I want the job that you have, and I intend to take it away from you." Now, this was a position that I had created, made successful, and was so very proud of. I had worked so hard in designing a new program for students. However, I did not resist I did not become angry with this colleague. With the assistance of his boss, the two of them managed to convince the dean of the area to move me right out of that position, out of the building to another building across campus, and out of sight, right on to the next position that created my reputation, fame, and made my career. For what you see, it's not the position, or as one speaker said, the destination. It is about what you do when you occupy the position. So basically, I took the same skills that I had with success in one place and just transferred them into another. I learned a lot from that experience because although they did not pull me up and intended to push me away, I've devoted my entire career to mentoring and empowering others. The more I've empowered others, the more I've been blessed in my career. The fourth one is take a little time to reflect. There's a Japanese proverb that says, vision without action is a daydream, action without vision is a nightmare. In this postmodern society, technology, fast-paced reality of decision-making, you will burn out, but stop, pause, and reflect. The fifth principle is have a little fun. I know you know how to have fun now, but as you get out in the world and you assume those jobs, or you go to medical school, dental school, become a lawyer, you're going to stop laughing as much. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to have gusto when you do it. I'm reminded of a story about a husband and a wife. You see, Ruth took her husband Harry to the doctor's office. After the checkup, the doctor called Ruth into the office alone. The doctor told Ruth, your husband is suffering from a very serious disease combined with horrible stress. And if you don't do the following, Harry will surely die. Now, the doctor said to the wife, each morning, fix him a healthy breakfast. Be pleasant and make sure he's in a good mood. For lunch, make him a nutritious meal. For dinner, prepare something especially nice for him. And don't ever burden Harry with chores now, Ruth. Let him rest and relax. And whatever you do, do not discuss your problems with Harry. It will only make his stress worse. And more importantly, Ruth, you are to cater to Harry's every whim. And then the doctor said, if you do this for the next 10 months to 12 months, I think your husband will regain his health completely. On the way home, Harry asked Ruth, what did the doctor say? Well, Harry, he said, you're going to die any day now. I want you to laugh. The sixth wisdom principle is maintain journals so that you may stand where I am now standing to share your wisdom with the next generation. Take your kits and add the knowledge that you learn throughout life's journey. I could give you many, many more to put in your wisdom kits, but I've made a promise that I was going to keep this short. So therefore, I'm going to empower you to add to your wisdom kits. I want to conclude with one last statement of wisdom from one of my favorite actresses, the late Audrey Hepburn, and she says these words, for attractive lips, speak words of kindness. For lovely eyes, seek out the good in people. For a slim figure, share your food with the hungry. For beautiful hair, let a child run his or her fingers through it once a day. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you never walk alone. And she concluded her statement with these words, people, even more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed, and redeemed, so never throw out anyone. Remember, if you ever need a helping hand, you will find one at the end of each of your arms. As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. To the greatest class of Rollins in the history of 2009, use your wisdom kits well. You're on your way to great opportunities, for you have been given a great solid foundation by your faculty, the administration, the board of trustees, your parents, and all who have nurtured you. And I trust that you will sincerely convey your wisdom to the future generation. In fact, I'm counting on it, because we need you to be the leaders that will replace many of us with the gray hair, the aging. Congratulations to each of you, and I thank you more than you will ever know for this great honor. God's blessings.
The degree, Artium, Baccalaureus, Honoris, please rise. Mr. President, I now have the honor of presenting to you the candidates who have been recommended by the faculty for the degree Honoris. Will the candidates for the degree Artium, Baccalaureus, please rise? Mr. President, I now have the honor of presenting to you the candidates who have been recommended by the faculty for the degree Artium, Baccalaureus.
During your years at Rollins, we have shared some joyous moments and some sad and difficult times. We suffered the loss of Christopher DiBiase, who would have graduated with you. Please let us remember him with a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Two past presidents of Rollins, both with us today, have offered insights into your education here and our expectations for you as you graduate. President Thaddeus Seymour described our goal: a comprehensive understanding, the ability to transfer knowledge from the known to the unknown, and leadership which asks not simply how, but why. He further observed that the diplomas you are about to receive are merely pieces of paper. Your education is affirmed in how you lead your lives. His successor and my immediate predecessor, President Rita Bornstein, reaffirmed our legacy of special purpose. We want the next generation of citizens to cherish the diversity that characterizes America, to be well-informed critics of society, and to be active participants in the political process. And so I call upon each of you then to find your own true direction, your passions and purpose in life. I call upon you to rise up to life's challenges, to discover new opportunities, to rise to the call for societal leadership and active citizenship, to find the very best within yourselves. Step boldly across this threshold of life and represent Rollins proudly, for we are indeed proud of you. And now, upon the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Rollins College, I do hereby confer upon you the degrees Artium Baccalaureus Honoris and Artium Baccalaureus with all attendant rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations. As your name is called by Professor Eric Zivit and you come forward to accept your diploma, we invite your family to stand and share with you in this proud moment.
Magna cum laude, Christina Lynn Aronson. Cum laude, Melissa Jane Bernardo. Summa cum laude, Eric Dave Bindler. Magna cum laude, Joseph Clay Bromfield. Cum laude, Anthony Joseph Buccino. Cum laude, Cassandra Jean Cook. Cum laude, Priyanwada Hemamale Ekaneyake. Cum laude, Margot Ellen Evans. Summa cum laude, Robert Russell Hoffman. Magna cum laude, Nicholas Jeffrey Horton. Summa cum laude, Stephen Philip Miller, Jr. Cum laude, Daniel Patrick Mullery. Nicole Michelle Omat. Magna cum laude, Faye Olga Pappas. Cum laude, Lori Ann Steffi. Summa cum laude, Kristen Erica Stone. Summa cum laude, Marcella Mayu Wanderley. Sergio David Abril. Cum laude, Jennifer Edan. David Ricardo Aguilar. Rachel Michelle Albergo. Thomas Kenneth Alexander. Cody Allen Alfrey. Christina Michelle Allen. Jessica Michelle Ambinder. Morgan Clark Anderson. Millicent Jane Bridge Armstrong. Megan Elise Avidable. James Thomas Baker. Chase Randall Barfield. Skylar Thomas Bates. Brian Andrew Bennett. Juan Manuel Bernal. Drew Taylor Bernstein. Cum laude, Jenna Marie Bissaw. Tyler Joey Betts. Jennifer Statuto Bevan. Mamie Leanne Blackman. Michael Edward Blakely. Brock Allen Blanchard. Julia Catherine Bloom. Magna cum laude, Marcus Natividad Bonilla. Brian Kettner Boone. Tristan Torrey Boylan. Kelly Christina Brady. Michael Anthony Bridge. Timothy William Brierley. David Lewis Brodsky. Summa cum laude, Kathleen Elizabeth Broom. James Richard Bruner. Amanda Grace Bryan. Rachel Boudinot Bubis. Magna cum laude, Christina Jendisu Bucci. Magna cum laude, Ariel Tram-An Bui. Caitlin Sidney Bergdorf. David Michael Bush. Henry Tatnall Cadwallader. Avian Leon Carey. Julio Emmanuel Carrion, Jr. Carolyn Elizabeth Cassidy. Kelly Marie Castino. Magna cum laude, Caitlin Grace Cousin. Rachel Nicole Chamberlain. Cum laude, Lindsay Stephanie Chang. Brittany Ashley Chong. Bill Ramondo Christian. David Enrique Colon. Brian Charles Conley. Austin Sturshall Connors. Aubrey Nicole Considine. Cum laude, Stephanie Ann Cook. Cum laude, Martin Edward Cornish. Matthew Edward Covey. Magna cum laude, Amanda Lauren Crawford. Whitney Jacqueline Crawford. Carolyn Ann Cross. Cum laude, Rachel Elizabeth Crystal. Magna cum laude, Kelly Elise Cudahy. Tabitha Marie Curry. Jason Ross Cutlip. William Banks Chekai. Adam Christopher Danowitz. Danielle Monique Darden. Morgan Robert Davin. Matthew Quentin Davis. Gustavo Adolfo de Cajavallo V. Raymond Joseph de Cuba II. Cum laude, Kylan Moira Day. Magna cum laude, Erin Elizabeth Dickerson. Rachel Lee DiGiovanni. Jessica Nicole Dillon. Cum laude, Ana Karina Di Pasqua. Cum laude, Justine Mona Dong. Sharif Anthony Domet. Sharissa Sherilyn Dowdy. Cum laude, Lindsay Michelle Dragon. Jessica Marie Drew. Ashley Edgars. Laura Catherine James Edwards. Anurathi Shakuntala Ekanayake. Anna Marina Aligio, cum laude. Stephanie Gail Ellenberger. Michael Andrew Epic. Clayton Lewis Ferrara. Andres Eduardo Ferrara. Erica Figuereo. Curtis Scott Finkel. Lindley Hobson Floor. Magna cum laude, Kayla Michelle Florio. Peter Miles Foldis. Elizabeth Brooke Franco. Lauren Elizabeth Fritsch. Charlotte Ann Froelich. Magna cum laude, Eddie Phai Ting Fung. Amanda Ann Galoon. Jose Rolando Galvez Garcia. Christopher David Gorlock. Eva May Gautier. Jason Douglas Genninger. Marissa Ann Germain. Toronda Sandria Gibbons. Clinton Chauncey Gibbs. Selena Anthea Gibson. Magna cum laude, Graham Christopher Gilbert. Robert Aaron Goldman. Blair Caroline Goodman. Jeffrey Levy Goodman. David Matthew Gordon. Allison Christine Gowen. Julie Elizabeth Grass. Cum laude, Jade Michelle Green. Magna cum laude, Katie Lee Grimes. Cum laude, Brian Philip Groth. John David Grunwald. Hans Ryan Sebastian Heckenbrook. Julianne Elizabeth Haggerty. Cum laude, Jessica Nicole Hall. Jason Cyrus Hamidi. Rachel Emily Handelman. Morgan Spencer Harries. Ann Patterson Harris. Catherine Alicia Hayes. Marcella Katarina Hemson. Alexander Votima Helberg. Till Thomas Hemrick. Mary Catherine Hicks. Brendan Chase Hildreth. Deborah Lynn Hines. Matthew Benjamin Hirschbiel. Nicole Catherine Hogan. Summa cum laude, Elizabeth Ann Hollaba. Cassandra Brooke Holmes. Catherine Seaton Imes. Magna cum laude, Ross Anthony Ayonta. Ashley Elizabeth Jacobs. Cum laude, Sarah Jane Jacobson. Magna cum laude, Emily Jarrell. Amy Margaret Jennings. Ross Kenneth Jewell. Mark Edward Jagerdian. Nadia Danelle Johnson. Pierpont Edward Johnson III. Derek Jonathan Johnston. Brooksley Juliet Jones. Cum laude, Sarah Blake Joyner. Pedro Leon Caffey. Cum laude, Mercedes Marie Kammerman. Andrew Lyons Katz. Lauren Elizabeth Kelly. Ray-Marie Kennedy. Christopher Daniel Keys. Erin Margaret Kirkwood. Ashley Jade Klein. Robin Francine Coaches. Harley Connor. Magna cum laude, Ariel Maya Krieger. Cum laude, Kevin James Krugoff. Ian McLean Kukulka. Molly Elizabeth Cussell. Cum laude, Leanne Marie Lamacchia. Cum laude, Kelly Ann Lagzenkamp. Tyler Patrick Larkin. Van Min Lee. Cum laude, Brian James LeMay. Christian Roberto Lorinda. Eric Stephen LeChatton. Sierra Monique Lucky. Elba Maria Lumby. Trevor Perez Luna. Corinne Elisa Linshu. Alicia Marie Lyons. Magna cum laude, Bailey Price McLeod. Ryan James Maddern. Tyler Jordan Maddox. Lacey Drennan Malarkey. Rachel Elizabeth Malatesta. Magna cum laude, Marion Ann Sophie Maluit. Nigel Lockwood Malak. Dennis Michael Martins. Magna cum laude, Danielle Marie Martin. Eugene Martinez. Summa cum laude, Michael Neil Mastry. Gregory Dalton Maines. Andrew James McDermott. Joseph Christopher McDermott. Cum laude, Camille Wright McFall. Patrick James McGowan, Jr. Cum laude, Patrick Michael McKelvey. Krista Jolene Amber McLean Sutherland. Kelly Marie McNoldy. Sarah Jane McWilliams. Dana Carolyn Merrill. William Holt Metham. Summa cum laude, Jenna Lynn Milzinski. Magna cum laude, Stephanie Mildner. Cum laude, Lindsay Elizabeth Mindiger. Chaz Ruben Moore. Elise Marie Moore. Melinda Ann Mora. Jesse Brandon Moray. Magna cum laude, Kathleen Marie Morganer. Austin Reed Mosley. Jeffrey David Miller. Kenneth Charles Muller, Jr. Allie Megan Murray. Alexander Gunn Nauman. Justin Appel Negrin. Nicholas Alexander Nelson. Monica Mingyen Win. Christopher Carson Nicely. Stephanie Lynn Nichols. Alessandra Claire Novak. Magna cum laude, Trevor James O'Brien. Ashley Vanessa O'Sullivan. Lee Madeline Obler, cum laude. Maria Andrea Ojeda. Cum laude, Caitlin Nicole Oliver. Summa cum laude, Katie Ann Osterloh. Cum laude, Allison Ostwalt. Natalie Marie Paez. David Matthew Panditch. Sarah Marie Pantages. Brittany Mary Parker. Melissa Renee Patterson. David Stoddard Pelton. Walter Brady Perkins, Jr. Kimberly Ann Phillips. Magna cum laude, Jennifer Elaine Pitchelman. Jennifer Alexandra Pincus. Matthew Doyle Pita. Cum laude, Donna Elizabeth Pola. Rachel Lee Preddy. Gwendolyn Iva Pruitt. Julia Mary Pizik. Mark Andrew Queen II. Alyssa Renee Rabin. Brian Robert Raddick. Alex Ramirez. Victoria Windsor Ratcliffe. Liza Maglio Reagan. Cum laude, Marie Teresa Redling. Patricia Lynn Regan. Lindsay Nicole Reed. Shannon Alice Reed. Cum laude, Jordan Elise Rice. Summa cum laude, James Harold Reiser. Jordan Marie Rogers. Eric Arturo Rodriguez. Magna cum laude, Elizabeth Emery Rogers. Summa cum laude, Kelly Lynn Rolfus Haas. Jessica Allison Rothbind. Samantha Ashley Rothenberger. Vahid Ruyevich. Kelly Emma Sabin. Cum laude, Diana Sada. Jensenia Salgado. Magna cum laude, Lauren Elizabeth Savage. Magna cum laude, Jessica Ann Scharf. Casey Cabrera Schreiber. Brian John Seaman. Barbara Lynn Selmeyer. Widlin Seraphin. Samantha Lee Seaver. Rebecca Faye Shapiro. Megan McKenna Shaw. Stephanie Ann Shaw. Brian Strotter Sheard. Carly Amanda Shearer. Cum laude, Ryan Harley Shields. Elisa McKell Shortridge. Magna cum laude, Casey Ann Schufelt. Lindsay Shayna Michelle Siegel. Evan Ross Slepsevich. Craig Douglas Smith. Magna cum laude, Ashley Elizabeth Snyder. William Francis Buck Snyder. Jimena Solare. Cum laude, Clarissa Mindus Simoins Staboli. Elizabeth Ann Stevens. Brianna Elizabeth Stewart. Michael Joseph Stopperich. Eileen Elizabeth Stratford. Caitlin Jane Stroley. Cooper Birdsall Stewart, Jr. Cum laude, Julia Claire Sullivan. Trevor Lynn Swanson. Nicole Erlene Swift. Chantel Louise Totoli. Luke Ryan Taylor. Magna cum laude, Amanda Lamoureux Turr. William Alexander Thwaites. Rachel Marie Todd. Daniel Paul Teagle, cum laude. Jessica Merrill Tui. Summa cum laude, Alexander Ross Udell. Magna cum laude, April Marie Urban. Daniel Ricardo Valverde. Elizabeth Langford Van Arsdale. Shannon Joy Van Dyke. Jacob Michael Vega. Natalia Catherine Wagner. Dean Leonard Charles Walker. Laura Bezica Wasserman. Jonathan David Watson. Lisa Ashley Weber. Elizabeth Rose Weistein. Magna cum laude, Jenna Lane Whitaker. Cum laude, Jacqueline Hannah White. Suzanne Elise Wilbarger. Lindsay Ann Wilding. Chelsea Ross Wilkerson. Monica Patton Williams. Salem Harriet Cates Willis, cum laude. Alexandria Nicole Winfrey. Megan Elizabeth Weiss. Mercer Taylor Wu. Magna cum laude, Mendy Yao. Cum laude, Daniela Zovkic.
What a great morning. We would also like to recognize a member of the Rollins College staff this morning who's been part of our community since 1976 and who is retiring this spring. She has played a critical role in our last 25 commencement ceremonies. Please join me in thanking the person without whom the graduates literally would be without diplomas, Julie Hatton, our Associate Registrar. Now, graduates, please rise and remain standing. First, take this opportunity to express your gratitude to your families for their support during your education. Thank you. Also, remain standing. It's been our profound privilege to share in your education and to share with you today as we celebrate your accomplishment. Now also please take this special opportunity to thank our amazing, outstanding faculty and dedicated staff. In accordance with tradition, I ask everyone to rise for the singing of the first verse of the Alma Mater, the words of which are to be found on the back page of your program. The Alma Mater will be led by Leanne Lemukia and Jenna Whitaker, class of 2009. Please remain standing for the benediction given by Reverend Patrick J. Powers, Dean of the Knowles Memorial Chapel and chaplain to the college.
And as you leave, may each day bring you closer to all that you dream. May each new discovery bring you closer to who you are. And may each bump in the road make you more determined to continue. And may each moment be an opportunity for you to see the beauty that awaits you outside and inside. Amen.
Graduates, please replace your caps and move your tassels to the left, signifying your new status. Following the recessional, we invite you and your families to a reception in your honor at the Cornell Campus Center. Now, graduates, women and men of Rollins College, Fiat Lux. Let there be light in your lives forever.